When I mention my state, many folks find it worthy to name all the greats that came from New Jersey. Always Sinatra, it seems, is at the top of their tally. Then Bon Jovi, Bruce Springsteen, and of course, Frankie Valli. It is dandy and fine if you're into that noise, but you need to go way back in time to meet the real Jersey boys. Men that didn't gain fame by writing some tunes. They just wrote their names, even though it meant doom. For unselfish reasons, they risked their wealth and their lives, and they faced hanging for treason for our God-given rights. John Witherspoon, Abe Clark, Francis Hopkinson, Jonathan Hart, and the Judge Richard Stockton. Those are the men who deserve our remembrance, who with the stroke of a pen declared our independence. Abraham Clark had 2 sons in the war. He enraged the monarch who sought to settle the score. Well, his 2 boys were caught, and the Brits showed them no mercy. They were shackled and brought to a ship named the Jersey. It was a notorious gulag of floating filth and disease, where men died like dogs and got tossed to the seas. He said, "Condemn the uprising, and we'll let your lads go." No doubt they found it surprising when Clark told them no. You see, when New Jersey was raided by Hessians and Redcoats, they were eagerly aided by loyalist cutthroats. They led the invaders right to the doors of their Patriot neighbors, like good Tory whores. Well, for the Judge Richard Stockton, the treatment was harsh. A cold cell he was locked in, beaten and starved. His weight steadily dwindled. He was soon skin on bones. His belongings all swindled when they plundered his home. His health quickly failed before he could see his country prevail in its fight to be free. His kids and their mother would then need to rely on handouts from others just to get by. Then there's honest John Hart, whose farm was ransacked for his taking part in this mutinous act. He was not a spring chicken. He was age 65. His wife was ill-stricken, their 13 kids at her side. Old John understood that for his life to be saved, he must escape to the woods and live in its caves. For months he would linger, hungry, cold, and alone, for fear he'd get fingered if he made his way home. Well, when he finally returned to join the woman he married, he found his farm burned, his wife dead and buried. His whole world was shattered from the chaos of war. His children all scattered, and he would see them no more. The life he once cherished was now a disaster, and John Brokenheart perished shortly thereafter. And Francis Hopkinson from Bordentown, well, he had to save his own skin when the Brits came around. The king's red-coated gents, along with loyalist vandals, looted his residence and left it in shambles. They then crossed the road after wrecking his place to his in-laws' abode, and they laid it to waste. And John Witherspoon, well, he had to deal with the Hessians. The king's hired goons burned his worldly possessions. He was a Protestant minister and a Patriot Scot who paid for his signature on that sinister plot. He not only endured trials of life on the run, he suffered great loss in the war, his young soldier son. See, these men sacrificed for the cause of liberty. They all paid a steep price, yet they received no celebrity. If it's heroes you seek, this should be a no-brainer. The Jersey boys were unique, unlike those vain entertainers. Bon Jovi and Bruce would never endanger their riches or risk facing the noose. They'd be loyalist snitches. They're leftist musicians who give full-throated support to corrupt politicians who act just like King George. Those 2 wouldn't dare do what the Jersey boys done. Men who did live on a prayer and really were born to run. Thank you for watching. Have a happy and safe Independence Day, and God save these United States.